Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. All right, I want to thank you all so much for joining, and let's get started. Maybe coming onto a blanket or pillow, sitting on your bed, sitting on a mat, wherever you are. Just simply close your eyes and start to breathe without changing the tone of your breath. Simply acknowledge how you're arriving. Maybe take some sights, release some of the build-up tension that is residing at the tops of your shoulders, maybe down the spine. Just simply relax. If you're sitting down in this pose, maybe start to wave your body side to side. You don't have to close your eyes for this practice, but you may if you want to turn the attention inward. And just simply sway your body very gently, finding that center. Breathing slowly. Becoming ever so gently aware of where your body sits, of how your body's feeling as you're arriving to this moment and to this place. Beginning to elongate every exhale, not really counting or keeping track of specifics, but simply being a little more mindful of how long an inhale took, and then just trying to make that exhale a tad bit longer. Just simply slow down the breath by exhaling longer than your inhales. As you begin to feel more and more present in this moment, perhaps finding yourself coming to the edge of the pillow or the mat to find that upward standing rotation with your hips so that your hips will be a base foundation for which your torso can come and lay on. Feeling a little bit taller, a little bit more grounded. And this upward rotation of the hips in which your torso can come and rest. See if you can find comfort in this space. You're no longer slouching, you're finding yourself taller. Relax the shoulders, tuck the chin slightly to find a long neck. Reach through the crown of your head up toward the sky, having your palms on your thighs or knees, down for grounding or up for receiving. Either is positive. Both are good. Go ahead and breathe in through your nose into your low belly. And exhale belly towards spine. One more time. And last one. And you're following inhale through your nose into your low belly and then up the ribs. Hug the ribs. Exhale the belly. Keeping your chest lifted. Take one more inhale through your nose and into the belly and ribs. We'll take that 2 more rounds. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one, we're going to inhale into the belly, into the ribs, and into the chest. Allow your clavicle, your chest to expand. Keep your chin slightly tucked. Go ahead and inhale. And exhale. The chest, the ribs, and then belly towards spine. Take that 2 more rounds. 3-part breathing. Inhale, last one. And exhale. Maybe keeping your eyes closed or a soft gaze, floating your hands to your heart center, pressing your palms against one another and your thumbs against your heart. Continue breathing, your 3-part breathing. Continue focusing inward. Bowing your chin to your chest in gratitude. I invite you to set an intention for this practice, whatever it may be. Maybe it's smile more. Maybe it's drink more water. Maybe it's declutter 1 to 2 things a week from the house, or organize a new drawer that I refuse to bother with. Maybe it's have more patience and be more compassionate and listen more. Wherever you are, set an intention for today, for this practice. And then go ahead and lift your head. Send your hands back down to your thighs or knees. Keep your eyes closed for another moment and just take in this moment with yourself. Placing your hands together one more time and bringing them up to your forehead. Give you clarity to your mouth, to speak with kindness, and to your heart so that both come from a direction of the heart. Go ahead and blink softly, open your eyes, begin to look around you. And then perhaps move whatever is underneath you for support. Come onto your hands and knees. And look down at your palms, spread your fingers nice and wide, middle fingers facing forward. Rotate your your arms inward so that the eyeballs of your eyes are facing midline. And then go ahead and tuck your right toes under, lengthen the back leg behind you. Go ahead and gaze down at your toes and check where they are. Is your leg out to the side or is it right in line behind you? And get a feeling of what that feels like. Rotate your back thigh inward slightly and the muscles that wrap around that thigh. Just really engaging that thigh behind you. Bringing your shoulders above your wrists. Pressing the earth away from your shoulders and feeling the awakening of your arm muscles. Go ahead and release that right back knee down and then set the top of the right toes on the mat as you lengthen through the left leg. And again, making sure that the shoulders are above the wrists. And look down at those toes and check where that leg is. Is it off to the side or somewhat in line to you? Curl the thigh muscles inward toward midline. Really engaging the leg, the arms, the shoulders, the core. Go ahead and press that belly button back towards your spine. Really tuck it in. And then release that left knee down. Go ahead and open your knees a little bit wider than hip width distance and then sink your hips towards your heels. Allow your arms to lengthen out above you, resting your forehead onto the mat or Mother Earth. Remember, this is a resting pose. Come back to it at any time. This is a shorter class. We won't be here long. So go ahead and stick to your breath as you round yourself back up to your tabletop, shoulders above the wrists. And then look down and make sure that your knees are below the hips. Everything is within hip width distance. And then go ahead and drop the belly. As you inhale, look up. On your exhale, curl your back, chin toward chest. Tuck the tail for an exhale. Inhale, drop the belly, look up. And then exhale, chin toward chest, round your spine, press your shoulders away from the earth, tuck the tail. Go ahead and drop the belly as you inhale, look up. Right from where you are, belly dropped and everything. Go ahead and gaze over your right shoulder. See if you can gaze at that right hip. Go ahead and come back through center, keeping the belly dropped. Look over to your left side. See if you can find that left hip. And then go ahead and come back to your neutral spine. Keep breathing here, 3-part breathing. Go ahead and tuck the right toes under, lengthen through the back leg behind you. And then go ahead and lengthen through the left leg. You're on top of a plank. Go ahead and exhale. Inhale one more time. Press your shoulders away from the earth. Lengthen here. Beautiful. Bring your shoulders just past of your wrists. Release the knees onto Mother Earth. Bend at the elbows. Hug them toward your ribs, coming forward and down toward your chin. Go ahead and slide forward with your chest. Inhale, draw the shoulders back for a cobra. And then exhale as you press your hips back for a child's pose. Nicely done, everybody. And then go ahead and round yourself back up, coming onto your tabletop. And then go ahead and slide your right leg out, toes facing forward, coming up with your torso grabbing onto your hips. Just allow your toes to face forward, really grounding here through the soles of the feet. And then see if you can press your hips forward a little bit. And then go ahead and lean over onto the opposite side from which leg, wherever leg you're using. I'm using my right leg. And then go ahead and come forward. We're going in a circle here. And then coming back to your neutral center. And then we are going to inhale both of our arms up toward the sky, interlace the fingers folded upward, and then just really reach with your arms here. Engage that right glute, thigh, kneecap, bring it up. And then go ahead and stretch over toward that extended leg. Go ahead and inhale, come up through center. Bring your hands back down as if you would for tabletop. And then go ahead and sink your hips toward your heels or heel for a half child's pose with an extended leg. Don't get too comfortable here. Go ahead and come up. Inhale as you rise. And then go ahead and step that right knee down, and we're going to switch the side. So we're going to step our left leg out to the side. We're going to inhale as we come up with our torso, and I'm going to adjust a little bit for the sake of space. But it's really nice. I have a supporting backboard here for my leg to not slide anywhere. I just want to make sure that my right hip is above my right knee. Beautiful. And then go ahead and bring your hands behind your low sacrum, and then as you press your hips forward. Then go ahead and extend over toward the opposite side of the leg that you're working with as you come around and forward, creating a giant circle. Beautiful. And then go ahead and come back up all the way to your neutral center. As you inhale, both of your arms up, interlace the fingers and flip them upward. And then just really, really reach here. And then go ahead and hinge at your hip back toward the extended leg side. Just feel a beautiful opening down your lateral side. Go ahead and inhale, come back through center, placing your hands back down as you would for tabletop out in front of you, sinking your hips towards your heel into this half-legged child's pose. Don't get too comfortable. Inhale and exhale. On your inhale, go ahead and rise it up back to your tabletop, and then place that left leg behind you. Go ahead and adjust one more time. We're going to place our hips behind our heels. Our hips above our knees and our shoulders above our wrists. Curling both toes, both feet under. You're on top of a plank right now. And then find a giant bend at the knee as you press your hips up and back. We're going to go and roll into our first Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. From here, keeping your knees super bent, go ahead and look up at your hands. Make sure your fingers are nicely spread wide, middle fingers facing forward, and you're pressing through your fingertips. Roll your shoulders out and keep your forearms rolling inward, pressing your shoulders away from the earth, lifting your hips a little bit higher. Begin to lengthen through the backs of the legs. And then go ahead and relax the head as you look down at your toes, see how they're doing. Tuck the belly button back toward the spine. And then roll your hips a little bit higher, pressing the shoulders away from the earth a little bit longer. Breathe here. This is also a resting pose. Come back to it at any time. One more breath. Go ahead and look up at your hands as you begin to walk your hands back towards your feet, one step at a time. You're in a forward fold here. Find a huge bend at the knees and just rest your torso on your thighs and allow the back of the neck to simply relax for a moment here. Allow some of the blood to come upward toward the head. This is an inversion. Just be very careful when you're getting up, and I'll instruct us into it. Take your time here. It's really good to get blood circulating through your body. When you're following inhale, go ahead and grab the backs of your thighs. And then go ahead and look ahead of you. Inhale as you lengthen through the legs. Belly towards spine. Look ahead of you. Inhale. And then exhale, forward folded as you keep the legs straight this time. And see if you can grab onto your ankles and pull yourself forward a little bit more. Go ahead and bring your hands to your hips. Ever so gently begin to roll yourself up vertebrae by vertebrae. Keeping your chin tucked, allowing your head to be the last thing that comes up to standing. Inhale your arms, circle them all the way around and up. Palms meet one another, bring them down to your heart center. Micro bend at the knees. Inhale all the way around and up. Interlace the fingers. Go ahead and pull yourself over to the right side. Open your left shoulder or armpit a little bit toward the sky. And then go ahead and come back through center. And keeping that bend at the knees, go ahead and just pull over to the left side. And then ever so gently opening up that armpit or shoulder up a little bit toward the sky. Beautiful. Inhale, come back through center. Hands back to your heart center. Go ahead and relax the legs here for a moment. Give yourself enough space. Open up the legs nice and wide here. Bring your hands behind your low sacrum. Press your hips forward. And then just lift your chest. Look up toward the sky. Feel the lengthening of the chest here. And then go ahead and begin to bring your hips backwards as your torso comes forward. We're going to forward fold, but wide-legged. And then we're going to place our hands down on the mat, shift our hips to the left a little bit, maybe shift them to the right. Just really like to juice things up. It's like using oil. Go ahead and shift over to the left again. It's like using oil around the joints. You just want to get things moving, get things flowing. Shift over to the right again. From where you are, go ahead and bend your knees and bring your toes so that they're facing outward. Your heels are coming inward. Begin to sink your hips towards your heels for a yogic squat. Your elbows come inside your knees. Your palms meet one another. See if you can really lift your torso here as you press your prayer pose towards your chest. Really opening up the hips here. If available to you, see if you can come onto your toes. And I had to adjust really quick to come a little bit closer so I could actually reach. Listen to your body. See where it meets today. All right, y'all, bring your hands back down to the mat. Lengthen out the right leg out, toes facing the sky. See if you can stay where you are, or you can sink your hips right behind that heel of the bent knee. In this case, it's my left leg. And then go ahead and bring your left arm out in front of you. Reach, reach, reach. And then wrap it through the front of your leg and around behind you, grabbing your opposite arm behind your body, and see if you can interlace the hands. And then go ahead and inhale your torso up. Take a nice deep breath here. On your following inhale, go ahead and let go of the hands, and then press yourself back up. Bring your hands in front of you, and then we're going to bring the right leg in, and we're going to lengthen through the left leg. Once your leg is out to the side, toes facing the sky, you're going to sink your hips right behind your bent knee, on the heel, of course. And I didn't cue this on the other side, but if you have a strap, you can always use it to grab behind you. So right arm now comes out in front, reach, reach, reach. And then you want to wrap it through the front of the leg as your left arm comes behind you, and you can see about interlacing the fingers here. And this is where you can grab the strap behind you to grab onto if your arms can't reach each other. And then go ahead and inhale, lift your torso. Each side is different. One's going to be more open than the other. Just breathe here. When you're following inhale, go ahead and let go of the grip of the hands. Press yourself coming back out in front. We're going to meet back into a tabletop. So the knees are below the hips, the wrists are below the shoulders. Go ahead and rotate the eyes of your arms inward toward midline. Curl your toes under, lift the hips, and then walk your hands about a hand length forward so that you can come to the top of a full plank, the length of your body. Find a deep bend at the knees. Press your hips up a little bit. All right, look up at your hands, middle fingers facing forward. Keep your forearms rotating inward. Rotate your shoulders outward. Look down at your feet, and then begin to sink your heels toward Mother Earth, belly toward spine. Engage the kneecaps to come up. Keep pressing your shoulders away from the earth.
downward facing dog. Just breathe here, you guys. This is a full body engagement. Don't you underestimate a downward dog. 2 more breaths. All right, look up at your hands and then step your right foot forward in between your hands. Sink your left knee down. Top of the foot comes on the mat. Bring your torso up and then inhale your arms and open them into a goddess cacti pose. Interlace the fingers behind you. Roll your shoulders back. And then gently inhale as you come forward. You can step that right foot over to the right a little bit, opening up the toes. Feeling an opening down your right hip. If you'd like, you can bring your left hand behind your left shoulder. Help with your hand, your opposite hand, to open that leg just a little bit as you lift your torso. Press your shoulder away from the earth and then inhale that right arm all the way up, fingers together. Look at your thumb. Beautiful. Bring it back down. From where you are, go ahead and lengthen that front leg. Toes come up toward the sky with you. Just breathe as you stretch the backs of the legs, the hamstrings. Go ahead and bend at the knee. Bring your hands forward. Curl your left toes under and then step that right leg back. You're at a top of a plank. Go ahead and release your knees onto Mother Earth. Bend at your elbows, hug them toward your ribs as you come forward and down. Press through your fingertips here. Tops of your feet are on the mat. Inhale as you swoop up for a cobra. Shoulders roll back. And then exhale your hips toward your heels for a child's pose. Roll yourself up through a tabletop right here. Adjust your hands a little bit so that they're closer toward your shoulders. And then go ahead and curl your left toes under. And then step that left leg in between your legs, in between your hands. Oh my goodness. Inhale, come up with your torso. As you inhale, your arms all the way and up. And then open them into a goddess cacti pose, maybe looking up slightly. Interlace your fingers behind you as you press your arms down toward the earth. Inhale, look up. And then very gently draw your hands back in front of you. You can step that left leg out to the side a little bit more. You can stay right here or plant your right hand below your right shoulder. And then using your left hand to press that knee open a little bit deeper, maybe the toes, maybe you come onto the edge of the foot. The tops of my back foot are on the ground. And then if available to you, you can press your right shoulder away from the earth and inhale the left arm up, fingers toward one another, and gaze at your thumb. Go ahead and exhale as you bring it back down. And then walk your hands a little bit more forward and step that left leg behind you. Go ahead and actually walk both of your knees in between your hands here. And then bring your legs out in front of you as we get ready for boat pose. Go ahead and lean onto your sacrum, lifting your legs, and you can use your hands behind your thighs for support. From where you are, go ahead and lift your torso. Relax the shoulders here. Keep your chin slightly tucked for a long spine and neck. We are going to very gently hold onto the left leg as we lengthen the right leg. Point your toes. And then go ahead and bring it in. And then left leg lengthens. Point your toes. We'll take that 2 more times on each side. So right leg lengthens. Lift the chest. And then bring it in. Left leg lengthens. Bring it in. 1 more time on each side. Right leg and left leg. All right, good job, you guys. Release the toes on Mother Earth. And then just really bring your torso, your forehead onto your knees. Give yourself a resting hug. Go ahead and also give yourself like a nice tight squeeze here. I like to go a little bit lower onto my legs, bringing my legs inward. Some people can do this, some people can't, but do the best you can to just express to your legs, your knees, your feet. You're very appreciative of them that carry you places. In gratitude, being mindful and aware for a pumping heart. And then go ahead and let go of the grip of the hug to yourself. And then go ahead and lengthen out both of the legs out away from you. If you have a blanket at this moment, feel free to go ahead and open it up. We are not going into Shavasana quite yet, but we are getting ready so that when we do get there, we are ready to go. So go ahead and find yourself lying back onto your back, and then see if you can find a full connection with the earth in your spine in this moment, and then hug your left leg in towards your heart. See if you can bring that knee in towards your armpit. Actually, just give it a nice hug right here. Lengthening out the right leg. Maybe even point your toes on the right leg. If available to you, twisting that left leg over your right side body. We're not going to be here too long, just a little mini twist. Go ahead and bring it back in. Give it one tuck. And then go ahead and lengthen that leg out away from you as you bring that right leg in towards your right armpit. Give it a nice squeeze here. Point your left toes. And then if available to you, go ahead and twist it over your left side body for a micro twist here. Go ahead and inhale that leg back in towards your center. Give it a nice little final tuck. Maybe bring both of your legs in for a final little tuck here. And then go ahead and lengthen out your legs. Making sure you're covered here however you feel most comfortable. Opening your hands out by your sides. Palms facing the sky. Just really relax here while you can. This is still your time. Take a few moments to really breathe. Just take in how your body is feeling before you take off for the day. You can stay here a little longer, or if you have to get going, you can wiggle out your fingertips. You can wiggle out the toes. Maybe stretch your arms over above you, like that morning sunrise. And bending at the knees and folding onto the fetal pose. Rolling onto your right side. Take this moment to thank yourself for showing up, giving your body the maintenance it requires of you. Keeping your eyes closed as much as possible, go ahead and press yourself up to your most comfortable seated Sukhasana. Taking in how your body feels one more time. Just really embrace that feeling that you are going through right here, right now. Floating your hands to your heart center, reminding you of the intention that we set out in the beginning of practice. Bowing your chin to your chest in gratitude. If you didn't know what intention to set out, see if you can think of one now. You had time to perhaps think about all the things that you want to accomplish. Can you narrow it down to one, maybe two things? See if
you can really narrow it down to one thing. Go ahead and gently inhale your head up and release your hands. Namaste. You can open softly your eyes, blink them open. Thank you so much for letting me guide you through this practice of yoga. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. DM me if you wish to do Zoom lives to stay committed to your practice. This way we can hold each other accountable to the practice of yoga. Do let me know if you have any hurt in your body, any bodily injuries, but otherwise, you know where to find me. I am on YouTube at Miz Ruba. You can find all of my videos there. I've been trying to upload all of my old videos, and some more is coming. And then if there's ever anything that you want to specifically focus and work on, do definitely let me know. I know we have runners in the house, we have horseback riders in the house, we have soccer players, volleyball players, and tennis players. I'm trying to think. I also have guitarists that log on from time to time or do my videos later, and then they're like, oh, my back hurts because I'm, doing this pose for so long. So let me know whatever you have and you want to work on, and I'd be so happy to custom do something for y'all.